Hey, this is Matt Sloan from Sensory Fitness coming to you with your sensory health tip of the week. I know it's been a little while. I got a beard since last one. So that shows how long it's been. Thanksgiving and all the holidays and stuff. Anyway, hey, so today's topic is a defined space. A defined space is extremely useful. So one of the big problems that I hear often from both parents and teachers is my kid won't sit down for a long time. And maybe it's at the dinner table at home, maybe it's at their desk at school, or a big one is especially circle time for the little guys sitting there at circle time, and they constantly up and out. So there could be a lot of reasons why a kid's not sitting at the table. Could be a sensory issue where they don't have a lot of body sense, they don't have a lot of body awareness, and maybe they have that light feeling, so they need to seek input. So they stand up and they go. There's not a lot of input when I'm sitting statically at a desk or at a chair or on the floor. So I need to go find out where my body is. So I'll get up and I'll leave. I'm impulsive and I'll go maybe run into stuff. Maybe I'll do something else other than sit there. I'm getting a lot more movement that way. Um, Another reason could be just I don't have a very strong core. My if I don't have a strong core, sitting statically for a long time is really difficult. Or they don't have that trunk stability. They don't have that trunk control, or they don't have that joint stability. So sitting there, they start to get the wiggles. So wiggling's a lot easier than sitting still, because then I don't have to engage my core. And then I need to get up and out because that's much easier than sitting still. So these are some possible reasons why a kid might struggle sitting at the dinner table or at table time, circle time, or at their desk. So just some ideas, some quick remedies you can try at home or in this classroom or whatever. So number one is just having some tape. Maybe this is a good one to use at circle time. Having a visual square for them to put their butt right in there, and this gives them a visual reminder. Okay, this is where a little seat, and that could be all it takes to be able to have a kid sit for a little bit longer. It's just a bit of a visual reminder. If I don't have any tape, I have a couple dots laying around. This could be something I put on the floor or on their chair. It just gives me a little bit of tactile feedback on their cheeks, lets me know where it is. These things are pretty easy to get picked up and thrown, but something like that. It's a little bit more movable. It's not stationary like the tape is. Just something else to help to try with if a kid is not sitting at their table or at circle time. A little bit more of a physical solution. This one gives a little bit more input. This is Lackey Kids Wiggle Cushion. This is pretty cool. It's got these spikes on the end, gives a little bit more feedback in the cheeks. I can flip it over if that's too spiky, and it's a little bit more. Still got these knots on the end, but here it's half filled with air, and it helps me kind of wiggle in my seat. I'm getting a little bit more movement in my seat, so I'm not just sitting statically. This helps kids with those core issues. Also seeking that movement. This might even be enough. Okay. And then if I don't want to get all this equipment, or this is a thing I got off my TV when it got delivered. This is on the corner of it. It's filled with air. It's a bunch of bubbles, and I actually use this with my son. My son, we have sitting at the stools at the kitchen table doesn't provide a lot of stability for my son because his feet kind of dangle off, so his feet aren't on the ground. That's not very stable for him. So he's constantly wiggles, and he gets down, he gets up again, he gets down. So eating is really difficult. So we tried a couple different things, and this one seems to work the best so far. All it is filled with air, and he just sits in it like a little chair. Okay, oh, it's actually this way. Boop boop. Sits like that, and it provides some body feedback for him. It gives him a kind of a visual reminder. Plus, it's kind of cool. He likes to sit and he gets his own cool little space chair, we call it. So stuff like that. It doesn't have to be expensive. It can be visual, but giving a kid a defined space, saying either both visually, this is my area in which I need to be, and something that gives a bit more either feedback and as well movement, because that's sometimes can be an issue. If I have difficulty strength-wise sitting for a long time, getting that movement can help me kind of get the wiggles in and help me stay a little bit more dynamic so I can sit a little longer, as well as giving some input, which helps me get a bit more regulated. Things like that. Those are some ideas. Think defined space. You can use a cardboard box. You can use the elastic bands around the bottom of the chair. There's a lot of different ways in which for kids to be able to sit for a little bit longer, either at the table, in their chairs, in their desks, at circle time, these kinds of places. That's my sensory health tip of the week. If you got any comments, questions or anything else, put them in the comments below, and I'll see you next week. Maybe I'll have a beard or not. Have a good one.